Good morning. I know the visual is kind of fuzzy, blurry, not great, but I wasn't expecting to come on to do a reading. So I got this message to grab specific decks this morning because my Divine Masculine um, had a message that they wanted to bring through. And as I was doing the tarot, I was told to turn on the camera. So here I am. We're going to see how well this does. Make sure Luna doesn't knock everything over on me. Um, but yeah, I'm just going to jump into it. So it does seem like this collective of divine masculines is going through a really shitty time right now. By the way, hi. I've missed you guys. Hope everyone is doing well. Um, yeah, sorry, I'm listening. So right off the bat, I've got the Dark Night of the Soul, which, as you can see, is it reduces to a 7. Then I've got another 7 here with Unplugged from Mass Consciousness. This Divine Masculine Collective is really being pulled internally. They're being pulled inward. And then I've got the number 532 here with divine grace, the law of efficiency. So there's a great deal of trusting the universe. There's a great deal of just really digging deep and taking a good hard look at themselves. I feel as we wrap up this year of the snake, I'm recording this on January 6th of 2026. There's this is like the last ditch effort for all of us, of humanity to really take a look at the path that we've been walking and choose, you know, to work smarter, not harder, to choose our truth against following what everyone else is saying, to choose ourselves and the divine that lives within us. And I really feel that that's where this Divine Masculine Collective is. I do have a bunch of message cards, and I'm just going to quickly read off the titles of them just to give you a snippet. So I've got the first two were a message of love and our love is real. So this Divine Masculine is coming through saying, I need you to know that I know what you know. you know, um, they understand that all the excuses they tried to tell themselves about this connection and how they feel about you, it's, they're seeing right through their own bullshit right now is what I'm hearing. I've got the best self, wanting to be the best version of themselves. I do have a great deal of regret and uh, sorrow coming through here for how they've been, because they're in this dark night of the soul energy, or maybe even coming out of it. Some of them maybe just now dipping into another round of it. Um, they're like, oh, fuck, man. I can't believe. So there may be a little bit of this. I can't believe beating themselves up again. I mean, I remember multiple readings this year where the Divine Masculine has been there. So they've been on this wave of these dark nights of the soul, of having the divine really shine the mirror back to them, right? Of how they've been functioning in this world. I do have my world. They want you to know that you're everything to them. They when they're making decisions about simple things. I'm being shown like somebody standing in a room deciding what paint colors to they want to spruce up their home, what paint colors to use. They're thinking about which ones you would enjoy. So you're in their decisions. You're in their choices about, how they want to move forward and how they want their environment to feel and look. And that's just an example, but it's everything. Divine Feminine, you're always there, and they're recognizing that. It's like for so many years they've shoved that away. They pushed it away because it was too much. They couldn't understand it. They didn't want to understand it for a lot of them. But they understand now that the healing comes when they break through the illusion, when they break through all those lies that they've been telling themselves, all those excuses they've been telling themselves, right? So let's get into the tarot here. I've got a few already out. And like I said, Spirit stopped me. So I asked where this divine masculine was. And I got the Princess of Swords, which is, can't speak this morning, the Page of Swords. I've got the Queen of Swords. And interesting, look at this one. So you've got the lovers here in the background. And you've got this one watching them, ready to destroy what they've got, right? Then you've got the Three of Swords. That's a lot of swords. That's 5 swords. So there's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of pettiness with what they're dealing with. Some of them may be watching and just checking in on your socials just to see where you're at, see if they can glean any information. I feel like they're hungry for some information about their divine feminine. But this situation it's a pretty shitty situation. Like I said, it's very petty is the word that I was given. They know that something, there's a very clear indication here that this divine masculine collective knows that there needs to be an ending. And I feel like how it's feeling to me. I mean, if you hear this little bell, it's Luna playing with her ball until she puts it under the stove again for me to retrieve. But there's this, I don't know how to put words to what I'm feeling. I can say they're very clear. It's like their eyes are like wide open, and what they're seeing now is like, I'm being shown Phoebe from Friends. If you ever watched that series years ago, where she, my eyes. When she sees, I think, what is it? She sees Rachel and Chandler together for the first time. I don't know, but my eyes. I can't remember who she sees together, but that's what I'm feeling. It's like they can't unsee what they've seen now, what they've seen within themselves. Number one, what they've seen in any kind of third party interference energy here with this Three of Swords, and they can't unsee it. They can't unknow it now. It's like those aha, now I know moments. They do want to reach out. They feel like there is this need. Like the first person they want to talk to about how they're getting things is you, divine feminine. They want to reach out, but they're really holding back a little bit. I do feel for many of them, if they are in a third party partnership, they feel like they're being watched. They've got to be very strategic is the word I'm getting. Boy, some of them really need to speak their truth here. My throat chakra is starting to close up. I'm hearing there's a lot they want to say to you, a lot of truth. Are you ready, divine feminine, is what I'm hearing. So next 2 cards I've got the Chariot. And I heard getting the fuck out of Dodge, man. Some of them may be traveling, but they are moving very fast, very quickly. We are, as we move into the year of the fire horse on December, February 17th. See, this energy is moving through me so quickly. I can't keep up with it. And I feel like this is what this the Divine Masculine Collective is feeling. Is sorry about that. That's confirmation that things are moving very quickly for this collective that I'm reading for. Where are they moving into? The Magician, their divine self, sovereignty, knowing and trusting that they have everything that they need right now. And dagnabbit, there was a word that came out right before they said turn on the camera, and I can't remember what it was. Hopefully it'll come to me, Spirit. But yeah, when I asked, what's on their mind, what more do they want to say, is, I'm moving into myself. I see now. Third eye is lit up. There's a path being shown to them, not just through the third eye, but through the visual eyes. They're seeing how pieces of the puzzle fit together, and being given directives as to what's their next step when it's time. This collective is really learning what it means to lean into the divine timing of things, and trusting and surrender to that. There's a great deal of clarity I'm feeling coming through. All right, Spirit, what else? Let's get the rest of the cards out here. What other messages? Thank you. Eight of Cups. I love this card because doesn't it look like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction? I don't know why. Cannot get away from that image in my head. Yeah, I just noticed that there's 5 cups standing in this depiction of this card. Actually, 6 standing. And the 2 of Cups is what spilled over. I thought there was 5, but this one here is upright as well, but you just can't see the stem of it. So, and it's right below the 3 of Swords, rather. So I love this energy of the feeling that they're moving through the old pain. They're moving through and really looking at, if they're in the dark night of the soul, they're really looking at themselves. They're really looking at how things were with the Divine Feminine, how they were with everyone in their lives, not just the Divine Feminine, but how it affected the Divine Feminine in that connection. But just really taking the time to sit with and remember, the regret and everything that they've had. So I feel like they've gone through this so many other times, especially in the last 2 years, that this is like and I'm hearing it again, the last ditch effort before we move into the fire horse year. And before they can move forward quickly, because they know it's going to happen, they've really got to have everything checked off their list. It's an interesting way to put that. What else, Spirit? Everything checked off their list. That's kind of like really sticking in my mind here. We'll get back to that. Where is this Divine Collective moving toward? Hang on here. There we go. Where are they moving toward? Can't make this shit up. I'm telling you. So the Six of Cups are standing and the Two of Cups are laying down. They're missing the Two of Cups. There it is. That's making me feel really emotional in a good way. Moving toward their Two of Cups. It's like if they were ever sure of anything in their life, they are so sure right now. Every time they denied it to themselves, every time they denied it to you, Divine Feminine, you know, instead of like downplayed how they felt about you. Well, I care about you. I have affection for you. But they never, a lot of them couldn't express, you know, the depth of it because they didn't have the words. And if you've been on this path for a while, you know when you reach fifth dimensional, seven dimensional, eighth dimensional frequencies, the human words are very difficult to come by, right? This Divine Masculine Collective had to relearn what their love language was. That's interesting. That's like the third time that's come up for me in the last month. Something about love language. And when you think about that for a moment, Spirit wants me to sit there for a moment. When a couple can really step back and really look at each other's love language, don't you think things flow a little easier? Like you choose the path of least resistance here with the divine grace. It's like you understand one another on a wholly different level. But when you try to just do the relationship just by your love language only, you end up bumping heads and hitting walls because in the end you end up feeling unseen and unheard and unappreciated and disrespected, but that's not what's going on. I don't know why this is coming up, but it is. So I'm not gonna tell Spirit no, but there's just something here about like this Divine Masculine Collective is recognizing that there was nothing wrong per se in the connection before. There just wasn't this how could it's like this Divine Masculine, I'm going to try to bring this through as clearly as I can. This Divine Masculine Collective is saying how I didn't see myself clearly, so how could I have seen you clearly? There, like I said, there is regret, there is sorrow. I mean, that's screaming right here with the Three of Swords and the Eight of Cups, especially depicted the way that it is. There is a moving into a remembrance. There is a moving back into this energy, this frequency of two become one, two as one. Yeah, Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I'm hearing the Holy Grail. That the world, you're everything to this Divine Masculine Collective, and not the whole collective, you know what I mean. It's it's like, I guess I can say, as the reader over the last couple of years, it's been like drip, drip, drip. I feel like right now it's like tsunami with this collective. They can't get away from what they could have done different. They can't get away from, oh, now I understand how much pain that must have, my divine feminine must have felt when I did that, when I said that, or didn't say, or didn't do that. They can't get away from this. So again, there's that thing of like, they can't unsee, they can't unknow, they can't unfeel this last dark night of the soul, whether they're in it now, just going into it, or just coming out of it. It's been the key to turn something around for them. It's like I said, it's not drip, drip, drip. It's now, there's a tsunami of clarity, of inner truth, spiritual truth, divine truth, truth of what this connection is. It's like they know now, they're getting now how deep and how wide and how high and how far. I mean, it's just like how all encompassing this twin flame journey is. Let's get 2 more cards here, Spirit. Heading into the energy that's coming in. Yeah, they're cutting out a lot of people who don't support them. They've discovered who they can talk to about you, divine feminine, and who they cannot. And the ones they cannot, they've really done the work to cut that out. We've got the 4 of Pentacles, wanting something very stable and solid, wanting to present something to you that's tangible. I'm hearing blending the spirituality and the practicality. So it's like, it's not this or that, or either or. It's this and that. It's, you know, bringing that into the spiritual into the physical. That makes sense. That's what I'm hearing. Excuse me. Queen of Cups. They want to know, is your heart open? Are you ready to receive, divine feminine? Are you ready to receive? They're certainly counting on it. They're counting on it. Don't even think about it. She's getting ready to jump on the couch. Yeah, your toy's probably under the couch, isn't it? I'm not getting it right now. You can wait. I found her on top of my refrigerator this morning. She came out of the bathroom. She's crying. I'm going, where the hell is she? I look up and there she is. Holy crap. I'm telling you. She's a wild one. But yeah. Let me get a little bit more on this 8 of Cups in this specific depiction here. Hangman. Yeah, they've been in their thoughts, and they have, like I said, they cannot unsee and unknow what they know and see now. It's like they've been illuminated. They've been enlightened about who they've been. It's like, yeah, just like 2x4 to the head is what I'm hearing. But they've gone through the period of really dwelling on it and kicking themselves in the head, and they're moving out of that now into, okay, how can I use this? How can I use that information? You know, as a magician, I got all my tools. How can I use that now to my advantage? How can I use it to help me move forward and illuminate my path? there is, that could be why this, maybe the last 4 months, 4 or 5 months, I don't know why I'm getting that other than this is, this is Pentacles. There's years, but I'm getting 4 or 5 months. I don't know why I'm getting that. Um, this could have been really super quiet. You may have had communications with them or something, or even telepathic, spiritual communication, but there was a pause. Something, the pause button got hit. Um, but yeah, they know now. They know now what it is. There's a strategy they're figuring out on how to bring stability back to this situation. Some of them may be going to older or wiser friends to. It's interesting because I'm getting lawyer from this dude's energy. So let's take a look at that. What is this? What is this energy I'm picking up from? Wow, okay. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Page of Cups. Very interesting. Yeah, I feel like I'm broke a record here, but some of them may be in a traditional marriage that they um, are extricating themselves from, and they're doing it so they can have a new emotional experience for themselves first and foremost. But their intention is to create more of a solid foundation for this Two of Cups to come in. If that's not your scenario, like I said, third party could even be anything: work over work, family, a mother-in-law, a mother, just anything that stands in the way. But they're cutting it out. But Queen of Pentacles is usually my wife card, a traditional marriage card for me. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of don't want to use the word hatred. It's a very strong word, but it's like they're trying to really temper that energy. I'm hearing you can catch more flies with honey. Is that how that saying goes? So they're doing their best to be compassionate about the situation. Yeah, I'm not going to read anything else into that. Well, let's talk to the Queen of Cups here while we've got the Divine Feminine showing up here. A few cards on the Divine Feminine here, please. And now that she knows where her connection or her masculine is. Five of Cups. Some of you may have, not in the old traditional sense of giving up hope. There's been an end to the waiting. Is that the word I want to use? There's some of you Divine Feminines also may be having the Divine Masculine, like old memories come back up. Where's the Divine Feminine here? So I don't know, you may have had, the moon. Oh, the moon and the devil, I love that, but they kind of came out wonky. So we're just moved out of the full moon in Cancer on a couple days ago, just getting out of the energy that may have shown you a lot of that may have brought up a lot of deep emotions and memories from the divine masculine. And as I say that, divine counterpart King of Cups is here on the bottom of the deck. So yes, I am going to take that. There's union with the Four of Wands, uh, but there. So this full moon definitely has been very. I mean, I know for me, I was like sobbing one minute and then smiling the next minute. So, but I do want to say that they're bringing something through, because Devil is the Capricorn energy. We do have the new moon in Capricorn. Oh gosh, January, what is it? I don't know, somewhere between the 17th, 18th, 19th, somewhere around there. I don't have my astrology written out yet, if I'm going to. But then we also have so between now, January 3rd, and June 29th, my half birthday this year, is when we have the full moon in Capricorn this year. So between now and the end of June, there may be a lot of clearing of some old energy, past energy with this divine masculine specifically. Um, Also, I want to say it could be that between now and June, because the energy has cleared out, then stability can come in. Something new, something joyful, something, you know, maybe some with the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, physical union. Um, that's for, for some of you. Talk to me about communication between this collective. See, my throat is still really tight. Four of Swords. Yeah, there's not a lot of communication. There's still some healing that's being done here. Justice, again, if some of you have a counterpart that's married, there needs to be a a divine a divine reckoning. That's very interesting. But I love this. See the depiction, see how this energy, this light is coming out of her eyes, seen clearly. The divine masculine coming from the third eye and the crown out of its physical eye. So there's something coming into his line of sight, his line of vision. It's knowledge, it's divine justice in divine timing. Hey, babes. I love that. I love that. It's interesting. I don't often use this deck. I haven't used it very often. So the communication, there's clarity coming in. There's, I love the feeling of peace I'm getting from the Four of Swords. It's like they're just sitting around having a very calm conversation. Very relaxed. Look at this guy, is like just leaned back and relaxed. There feels like a communication. It won't be forced, it won't be controlled, it'll just flow from a place of truth, from a place of clarity, from a place of sovereignty. Very balanced. I love that the Six of Swords here, how he's balanced here. We've got the Four of Wands, how he's balanced, or she's balanced there. So we've got the masculine and feminine energies coming into balance, moving into very peaceful times. Very both of them Divine Feminine is good where she is. She's balanced. She's happy. She's moving forward no matter what. The communication will reflect that in the two. Oh, I love this. So we've got the Tower, the Nine of Swords, and the Sun. I don't know why this makes me giggle, but the Tower just feels like, you know what it feels like to me? I don't know if you can relate to this, but back in the day, uh, before I knew how to recalibrate my energy, before I knew how to do any of that, um, when I was in the presence of my divine masculine, because we were so out of balance, but yet the divine was trying to align us. It was so stressful. It was in I gotta laugh about it now because it is funny to look back to see how we used to be. I mean, he'd pull into town and I'd know he was here. I'd start vibrating and shaking it, and my first thought was like, what the fuck's going on? I didn't know. But then he'd show up. So it's like I you could feel this vibration, and there's nothing to worry about anymore. Now, instead of how it used to affect you, now there's this beautiful enlightenment. There's this beautiful innocence and surprise factor, shock and awe, in a good way that comes through. There's nothing to worry about. It's like you know now how to get here and get out of your own way. Masculine and feminine for sure. There is a collaboration. There's a working to rebuild this together, for many of you. So I love that. Love that so much. I don't have a final deck, so let's just get some final messages from your counterpart. Any final messages of guidance or insight that you can give us in this Divine Masculine collective? What do they want to say to their Divine Feminine? All right, very closed-lipped right now. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Anything else? Thank you. Let's just take those two. First one is you are mine. We are meant for each other. There is no one else in the world who could ever replace you. We were made to be together. We were destined, and I am yours, and you are mine only. We have done this before, and we'll do it again. Let's go over here. There we go. And there's that Tower energy. Surprise! I am planning to surprise you soon with a gift from the heart. Get ready to receive something special soon that expresses how I feel about you. The gift could come in any form in the physical or spiritual realms, and it will bring us closer. The romantic gesture, 3D communication, or telepathic communication is on its way to you. And that's kind of what I was getting that, and it's like there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to worry about. It's going to be surprising. I also want to say you may surprise yourself at how you are no longer in this mindset. It's like so this opportunity also shows you just how far you've come, Divine Feminine. And it shows the Divine Masculine as well. I do want to say they may be a little verklempt. I don't know how you say the word verklempt. They may be a little anxious or nervous about coming in with that communication. But it is, I've been feeling that in the readings I've been doing. Um, so, yeah. So there you go. There you have it. Unexpected video from Mary Jo. First of the year. Not surprised that it was a divine masculine reading, to be honest. Uh, yeah. So if you like this, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want a personal reading, my calendar is open. You can email me, which that will be in the description box below. There was something else. I'm kind of thinking about God. I got spirit floating around. Got a few things, but let me know in the comments what kind of readings that you would like. I'm looking to bring back the earth, air, fire, and water readings, the monthly readings, or maybe even weekly readings. I'm not sure about that. But I'm also looking at all my decks going, you know what? There's a lot of decks that I've not used. So I thought I just might grab a deck one week and start going through them all and do a bunch of readings with them. I don't know. I want to start doing something more on here. So just give me your feedback. I'd love to hear it. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. I love you. Have a great day. Luna's, Luna just came up to say goodbye. You want to come over? No, she's trying to get under the blanket. Talk to you soon.